Today is the day that I thought to myself as I stood in front of my apartment to purchase my first brand new car. My little homie picked me up in his hoopty, and for all y'all that don't know what a hoopty is, it's an old raggedy car that every time you get in it, you're not quite sure whether or not you're going to make it to your destination. Well, we pulled in front of the dealership. It was a Jeep dealership. Walked on the showroom floor. It was love at first sight. It was a candy apple red Jeep with knobby tires, swirl rims, and a beige soft top on it. My homie looked at the car with the same enthusiasm. He said, "Dawg, this the one. You got to get this, man. You're going to be that brother down the park." I'm thinking, cool. I'm circling around the car. Me and him look like two vultures circling a carcass. A salesman happened to notice how much enthusiasm we both had in our eyes. He said, "Hey, so what you think?" My homie looked at him and said, "Hey, he liked this car. He want to buy this one." So, I look at the salesman. I see the price say 15. Now I'm 24 years old then, so this is a long time ago. Jeep Wrangler. Price tag was $15,000. So I asked him. I said, "Can you knock some off?" He said, "Nah, dude." He said, "Man, these things sound like hotcakes." He said, "Matter of fact, you lucky this one here. These things sell before they even hit the showroom floor, man. It's $15,000. I said, "All right, cool, not a problem, I'll take it." My homie looked in the car and said, "Hold up, where the Flowmaster at?" The salesman looked me in my eyes and said, "Oh, we don't normally put the Flowmaster in there because they're like an extra $1,000. Now we talking flow mats. $1,000. My little homie looked at me and said, "Look at Daryl. You got to get the Flowmaster, man. I know you don't want people getting the carpet in the bottom of your truck dirty." So I said, "All right, dude, not a problem. Go ahead and throw the extra 1,000 and I'll get the flow mats." Here's the real hard show. The floor mats was just wrapped in plastic in the back. They just hadn't put them in there. They normally come with the truck. Free. But now I had already agreed to pay an extra $1,000 for some free flow mats. So now the salesman looking at me like, "Oh, this joker's green. I got him." So he say, "I tell you what, man. You can get free car washes for life for $1,500. Man, you can bring your Jeep back here and get it cleaned and vacuumed whenever you want." My little homie looked at me. He said, "Dawg, you can get free car washes? You can bring your truck back here whenever you want?" Now, I lived a half an hour from the dealership. Every time you take something in the dealership, it's going to take you about 2 hours for them to do it. Another half an hour. So just 3 hours out of my day. But the only word I heard was free. Well, let me say this, y'all. If you pay $1,500 for something, it's not free. Okay. So what I tell a guy? "Yeah, dog, I'll take the car wash. Just throw the extra $1,500 on there." By the time I made it into the room to sign the paperwork, my $15,000 Jeep was $20-something thousand before taxes, tags, shipping, handling, and everything. But I was happy to sign the paperwork. I had a new truck. I couldn't wait to go home, take the top off, and show my new truck off. It had one small problem, though. I was married at the time, and I had a pregnant wife. So, I pull up at the house in my brand new truck. And she looked at me. She said, "You do know I'm pregnant, right?" And at the time, I was paying about $250 a month for rent. She said, "So wait a minute. You agreed to pay four something a month car note, 200 something dollars a month insurance. Oh, you ain't get gas? That's another 100. So your truck gonna run you about $800 a month." Now my rent was only $250, so my truck was gonna run me 3 times as much as my rent. So she asked me, "Can you afford all that? Can you pay for this?" And I'm thinking to myself, I don't even know why you asked me this dumb question. You know I can't pay for this. You know how much money I make. But the answer I gave her was, "Baby, I'm the man. I got this. Don't even worry about it." So she hit me again. She said, "You do realize I'm pregnant, and you're going to be the only one paying bills for a little while." Baby, let me say it again. I'm the man. I got this. Don't worry about nothing. Whew. Sound good coming out my mouth. Oh my God, I took the top off. Me and my little homie hanging out. I'm riding around. My joint all clean. I'm flossing. I'm doing this for about 2 days. But I'm sweating bullets on the inside because I know, dog, you cannot afford this truck. But my only saving grace was this. My older homie that I was hanging with had bought a car that he couldn't afford. He said, "Look, man, I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul." He said, "Man, I cannot pay for this stuff." He said, "Man, I don't know what's about to happen." So I'm thinking to myself, this is what we do. We buy things we can't afford and then figure out how to pay for them later. So I'm in. About 2 days later, I get a call from the dealership. They can't finance the truck. But not because my credit was bad. They couldn't finance the truck because it was only worth $15,000. And just because I agreed to pay 20-something thousand dollars for it, wasn't no banks touching the deal. So the guy said, "Look here, man, I'm going to need you to come back to the dealership. We're going to lower your truck so we can get you a smaller payment so we can get this thing financed." So I tell my wife what's up. She hit me with it again. She say, "I know you talking about lowering that truck note, but I'm pregnant. You got a kid on the way. You already paying rent." She said, "Are you really sure, even if they lower it, are you going to be able to afford all this?" Now, I knew the truth. The truth was absolutely not. But I tell her this. I tell you what. You might be right. I'm going to go to the dealership and see if I can get me maybe something a little less expensive than this Jeep. Call my little homie so he could follow me to the dealership. But what I'm really thinking is, oh, thank God. I'm about to drop these keys off. I'm about to get away from that dealership so fast. My homie's following me. I pull up at the dealership. My salesman waiting for me. I said, "Dude, my wife pregnant. When I took this truck home, and she had no idea I was going to buy a vehicle, she lost her freaking mind. Dog, it's been a living hell living with this broad. I can't do this." I dropped those keys off with him, got in my homie's hoopty, hauled away from that dealership. About a month later, I did what I should have did in the beginning. I had about $1,000 saved up. I bought me a little hoopty. I think it was like a Volkswagen Fox or Jetta or something like that. Can't remember. That little piece of junk lasts me for 2 years. Hey, look here, y'all. My name is Daryl Moore. Check out my book, Money Hungry. My name is Daryl Moore. Check out my book, Money Hungry. Peace, love, happiness. I'm out.